I got a question for you. Since you, look at this.
How's one's love life in the spring?
Well, that's
Betty's
this is our
forte.
Betty, because she's the, remember she wrote the
She's
book.
the love
Love
expert.
me in
Darling, love me into submission.
Father, love me into submission.
Darling, darling, darling,
darling, love me into submission. Okay,
Yes,
now I just learned this today from someone that I think is pretty intelligent. I won't give any names because then everybody would know who I was talking about. They said that animals mate in the springtime.
Well, that's true.
That's true?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's true.
okay.
All right.
So spring can bring romance.
Romance.
well, new
Love
life.
is in the
New
air.
life.
New life,
Right.
new life,
Right.
new life.
Institutes
Yeah.
new
Yeah.
life, yeah.
Yeah.
New life, yeah.
So,
But what else happened in the spring? At springtime? As we know, dates. I should clarify that. As we know, dates.
Easter. We're talking about the
The
resurrection.
resurrection.
I was gonna get to
Absolutely.
that one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I liked. I got a kick out. I don't know. That's not the right word, but for lack of another way of putting it, I got a kick out of in reading scripture. Here the death of Christ happened. I guess the disciples thought this is it. They're not absorbing all that Jesus had said. So comes Saturday, Peter says to the guys, "Let's go fishing," because he thought it was all over. But T.D. Jakes one day, T.D. Jakes? No, I don't know who it was. Somebody preached and said, "But Sunday's coming."
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you think about spring and you think about all of the things that comes along with it, because like I was saying earlier, I think it's a time that when springtime comes, it's a time that we really have to really pull into our young people, our kids, because it's a lot of challenges during the summertime for adults as well as kids, with what they're up against and with society and the way society is set up. You have to think about, you have to really give that some thought, about how they are so indulgent into the partying and the drugs and the alcohol and so you want them to have a good time and you want them to enjoy the springtime, but then enjoying the springtime, you got to bring it real to them. You got to make it way that they can understand that, okay, you got to be aware because these things here can happen. And so don't be ignorant to the fact that when you are out or you are doing something, that you got to keep in mind who you are, and that.
Well, let's take a look at first things first.
Okay.
I think preparedness is so important when spring comes. I know in Scripture, Paul told Timothy, "Come before winter," because in the winter season, this is when things start dying out.
That's right.
This is where the doors are closed and people stay in the home. While that season is there, I think that's a time for preparation, to teach, to train, to give out information. So when the spring does come, with the correct training, teaching, and discipline, when all of the partying's going on, I don't think there's anything wrong with them going to a party.
No.
It's what they do when they're
party.
there. So if we have given them enough information and they have been empowered with information and knowing who they are, then when they see other kids, when they see other people, when they see other adults indulging in these things, then they make the decision and say, this is not for me. I can look at it, but I can still walk away from it because I know that this is not a part of my of my training. It's not a part of my life.
Yeah.
It's not. I'm too disciplined to indulge, to participate in that. So then we have to know our children, and each one of them are individual.
Oh yeah.
So when we know them, then what we do, we spend more time with that person than we do the other. And so sometimes within the springtime, while we're there in the house together, during the winter, they don't see a difference. But when springtime comes, they see a difference, and they're thinking that you love that child more than you do the other, but that particular child needs more attention than the other one, need more instruction, needs more direction. So I think that's important, too. So we can't, start giving them information when spring gets here. We have to do it prior to.
And
Yeah.
it's something because in the winter season, the roots go deeper. You can't see
Yeah.
what's happening
Correct.
internally. I mean, underneath you got the snow where the ground covers it, and everything looks dead. But in the winter, it goes deep. So what you're saying is that prepare your children in the wintertime. Start feeding them in the wintertime, and then when spring comes,
Yes.
what you've deposited in them, they can carry over. Although everything is outside of them, and they're pretty, they're anxious to go and everything. Now, let me throw this out to y'all. Okay, we're Christians here. Okay? Now, what would you say a single mother or a single father or just a family or a teenager